Ja. Juhu. Ja, da sind wir wieder. Ganz kurzer kleiner Start in Deutsch. Also wir haben einen sehr spannenden Tag hinter uns. Heute haben wir im Garten gearbeitet. Also nicht Gartenarbeit gemacht, sondern wir haben, wir haben viele Sachen gebaut. Und das wollte ich kurz vorab sagen für diejenigen, die wissen wollen, worum es jetzt gehen wird. Und ansonsten I switch to English. Betty Dagmawi.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Happy exciting day?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's day 3 in Germany and we're having
In
fun.
Crystal's home.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
In my home.
Actually,
in my home,
we
yeah.
tried the prompt and they really tested.
You tried them?
Yeah,
Okay.
we tried them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we had this time in Hanover with the Pavilion Prison Break game.
Yeah.
So and as it is also based on Espoto, so it finally used the same software, the same pattern, the same structure as the Battle of the Time. So what do you think? What are the similarities? What are the differences? What do you think when you see this game and you compare it to the Battle of the Times?
Well, first up would be perhaps the tasks. The tasks were like really cool. We actually got to get out, taste the Pavilion Prison Break, and it was really fun to do. The quests were like engaging in a way, so they actually got to see the city more. That could be also a similarity to Battle of the Times. And probably the difference would be that, first of all, it's in German.
Yes.
Yes. And secondly, there were people who tested it. That's one difference that we had. We didn't have people test it and give us their feedback. So maybe that session that we had at last with young people that tested it was probably productive.
Cool. Mai, what do you think?
Yeah, I think one of the similarities like I found between the two games was they were more than games. Like both of them had something deeper to actually tell.
Yeah.
Even like when we're talking about like Battle of Times, we are trying to actually
Have a bigger meaning.
a bigger meaning than just games. We wanted people to know about Addis Ababa and how the city was made and what the city's challenge were today at this moment. And the same case with Pavilion. Like the Pavilion Prison Break was trying to speak about like Hanover in the year starting from the 1920s.
1914, yes.
1940, starting from 1940, going on every 10 years and telling about the stories that were made in that particular place and time. So I think the biggest similarities would be they all focused on space and time and what happened in those space during a different level of time.
Yeah.
So in a way, like they are almost the same, you can say, because even when you see the Battle of the Times, we were talking about times, like the past, the present, and the future. The same case as the Pavilion. And the difference I found was the Pavilion Prison Break. It has more narrative in it.
Yeah.
It wanted to tell a lot of story in it.
Yes.
So
I agree, yes.
they wanted to to talk about the political situation during those times.
Yeah.
The everything. But like when you see the Battle of Times, it was more about like the people during those times rather than the political situation or what happened during those times. So somehow the Battle of Time is more fictional compared to the Pavilion Prison Break. Because like the Pavilion Prison Break was more realistic and factual, based on true story, true facts, and true people who were there,
Absolutely.
true events that happened. But like we took those events, we somehow added some fiction content in it, and we created these fictional characters. So that's the only difference I saw between the two.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and I think the other thing is that finally we, in the Pavilion Prison Break game, you have about 3 levels. You have the real story, so that means you have all this narrative thing, the historical information. You've got the fictional part, which is the idea of there's someone in the future, and even these fictional persons, and based on these workshops for character design that Initiatives Creative Gaming did. And then you've got, but this was very orientated on reading. It was more kind of literature. And then the next step is to make it a game. So, and I think that is something where the Battle of Times is totally different, because there is just historical data, but not historical information.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the same thing when you and knowing that something happens or something happened in the past doesn't mean that you're able to understand what this is all about.
Right.
So and which the consequences are, what the context is, and what the meaning could be for our time today. So if we try to make people think about the past, we have these two possibilities. The one is the narrative way, which gives you much more information, so to give you a feeling of what it looked like. And the other one, I think that's what we did in the Battle of Times, is only take the data and translate it directly in a fictional thing.
Exactly.
And then be more focused on the game. And I think these are the two options that you have when you try to bring historical content into a game. And I don't know which one works better. It's just the difference between
I think
both.
it depends on the type of community we're trying to address.
Absolutely,
And
yes.
I believe during I think we have more historically enlightened society here, so people would want to know about things.
Yes.
But back home, we maybe we're not that type of people. So it depends on the type of community we want to address.
Absolutely. So just a short thing, because you don't want to make it too long for the people. What do you think is so what did we do today? So what are our achievements for today? What have we done?
We started with Chewata Awaqi being itself a brand,
Yeah.
being itself where its directions are, what its targets are. But we just created a mind map. We brainstormed about it, but we will probably productively see this through deeply tomorrow or the next days or so.
Yeah.
That's the first step for Chewata Awaqi. That today marks the first step for the making. So that's one that we did, yeah.
Okay.
And then our websites, our marketing strategies, how we approach people, or how we go, how we reach people would be the next ones.
Absolutely. And you?
Yeah.
Or you?
Okay.
Comment?
One thing people, I would like people to know, and we've been talking about it. Chewata Awaqi is not that much old.
Yeah.
It's just it's been around 10 months.
Yeah.
10 months, but a lot has been happening.
We are very young. We are very
We're young, but we've been doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually create a persona for Chewata Awaqi.
Yeah.
So that was what we were trying to do the whole day.
Yeah.
We were trying to think about what persona Chewata Awaqi would be.
Yes, absolutely.
How should this entity represent itself and put itself on the map? So this was the things we were brainstorming about yesterday. Yeah. And we were actually trying to make it, put it on paper.
Yes.
That was one of the things we were doing. Yeah. The other thing was we were actually thinking about our digital presence on the web. So modifying the websites, doing a bit of account, modifying the accounts we had on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So those
creating a strategy for social media, communicating. I changed my blog so that it looks better and fits better into our concept. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so now let's go to bed. Or not to bed, but you have to do.
And we had the best risotto made by our dear Chris's wife.
Yeah, but Eva
send a shout out to Eva.
Eva makes the best risotto in the world. Absolutely, yes. This is one of a billion reasons why I'm in love with her and why I'm happy that I'm married to her. So.
Risotto.
What? Yeah. As I said, that's what she did when we met the first time. So, okay. Many thanks to everyone. Vielen Dank an euch alle. Schönen Abend. We see us tomorrow. We see us again tomorrow. Auf Wiedersehen. Bis dann. Tschüss.